It's the Vegas Toy SquadCast, starring Vegas Toy Squad.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of our SquadCast. We are going to talk about something very exciting today. Probably one of my favorite topics.
Wow. You want to get right into it, I bet.
I do want to get right into it, but we're going to introduce ourselves first anyway. All right. In case you don't know, my name is Rick.
I'm Frank.
I'm Rob, and in the back we have...
Hello, I'm Patti.
Patty's our Robin Quivers.
I don't know how I
the
feel about
show.
that, but go ahead.
Robin
Did you
Quivers.
ever think about that?
Is it Double Dare?
I don't know who
What?
Robin Quivers
That's Howard
is.
Stern, man.
That's not Howard Stern from Double Dare.
No, Robin Quivers.
No, I know who that is.
She was sassy. I don't know if I sass. She was pretty sassy.
I'm pretty sure she's still on his show.
But you play the
she
role
is pretty
of
sassy.
Let
Let me change my verb. She is pretty sassy.
Well, we don't know.
There you go.
We don't know what Howard's up to anymore.
No.
Is he still around?
Sirius Radio.
I guess people...
Yeah, he has his own channel, doesn't he?
Yes, they paid him enough. He's going to be...
But
On
he
his
seems
show.
like he went off the radar since he went to Sirius. Yeah?
Maybe. You don't hear about him as
You
much.
don't hear. He's not as much in the news, but I'm sure he's still around making his.
Doing his
Stuff.
show.
Well, they
His
paid him into
shtick.
the next century,
Yeah.
so...
Hey,
All right. Well,
He
we got
doesn't
our own
have
show
to
to
work.
do.
Yeah, that's true. We do have our own show to do, don't we?
hey,
let's
maybe
do
he can
it.
come on our show. Come on our show.
Cookies for Howard.
you
Lemons
go.
for Howard.
All right. So we've got a lot to talk about this week because ToyFair just happened this past weekend. So we're actually going to kind of not go over what's hot and fresh this week because everything that's hot and fresh this week happened at ToyFair. So we're going to
That's right.
talk about ToyFair and recap some of the things that we saw at, well, we weren't actually there, but the things that we have seen posted about ToyFair, some of the big excitement, some of the big announcements, and then we're going to get right into our topic of choice.
Big discussion.
I do believe so.
Let's
I think
do
so.
it.
Big discussion. Big discussion.
Yeah.
Let's do it, fellas.
So ToyFair is in New York, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And it's the toy event of the world.
It's the one everyone waits for.
Yeah. And everybody makes their big announcements at ToyFair.
It seems like that. It seems like a lot of the big announcements, a lot of the big lines and stuff like that are announced at ToyFair, and then there's always a couple announcements that they save for like San Diego Comic-Con and things
I've
like
never
that.
heard of Toy Fair.
But
until you guys were
Until
talking
just
about
now.
oh really?
it. Well, until the other day when you guys were talking about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Well, it's not your business.
it's
It's
a
our
big deal.
business. We're the
I'm
toy
just
guys.
saying,
No,
so
I
the
never...
average listener or viewer may know of the big Comic Cons,
Right.
Right.
but may wonder what's Toy Fair.
It may be
And-
just an industry thing.
It is. That's
Yeah.
why it's really hard. Like
Okay.
you as a we wouldn't be able to buy
The
tickets to
general
Toy
public.
Fair.
It's like CES, Consumer Electronics Show,
Yes.
which is not open to the public.
You have to be part of the
The in-crowd.
in crowd
The
of the
industry.
industry. And if we possibly could at some point,
I
but
think
Well,
so.
hell yes,
There
we will.
We are Vegas Toy Squad guys.
there are requirements in order to get your YouTube channel or your podcast invited
Tens of
to cover.
subscribers.
I know for YouTube, I think you have to have over 1 million subscribers, and you have to
getting
have
close.
daily content uploaded to your site every day. That's directly
Mother of
related
God.
to.
So these are goals.
Yes.
These are
How many
goals.
of these things we got to do?
This isn't part of the 5-year plan. Okay, we start small.
There you go.
We grow
We
it
only
big.
have 900,940
subscribers to go.
subscribers to go.
Hey, but
Share.
that's it. We're that many closer.
That's right.
We're inching our way there.
Each subscriber is one person closer.
That's right.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
And this has been Life Lessons with Rick.
So anyway, probably some of the biggest announcements at Toy Fair. There's tons of announcements just from Hasbro alone.
Yeah.
So
And tons of Star Wars announcement just from,
From
Hasbro,
Hasbro.
alone.
most of the ones that I think I've highlighted are Star Wars. Oh, and of course Legends, Marvel Legends. But most of them are Star Wars. So
Well, let's get the junk out of the way first. The Marvel Legends, is it basically just more of this, more figures in the line? Just more characters and with
Yeah.
different heads and whatnot?
yeah.
All right. All right. So on to Star Wars.
But it's X-Men, and we have the first X-Force. Well, I shouldn't say the first, but we have another X-Force line coming out.
All right, but X-Men we've already seen, right? We've had X-Men.
But there's so many X-Men.
There's so
though.
many X-Men.
Oh, are there?
And there's also the 80th anniversary of Marvel, so they're going to come out with the 80th anniversary, kind of similar to what they did
Like
with
retro.
with the archive. So they're going to have Marvel Legends on those 90s styles X-Men cards that are so iconic for a lot of the collectors. A lot of people still like to collect the 90s X-Men action figures. They're not particularly amazing action figures or articulated, but the artwork is really cool. The packaging is really cool. They're relatively cheap, so a lot of people still like to collect those. So they're going to do a few figures on that type of card for the Marvel
6-inch figures
6-inch Marvel
on
Legends.
a card with in a bubble. Like the old
Like the
days.
archive. Yeah. Like the archive stuff.
Which, did they announce more of those?
No, and I was wishing they would,
Okay.
but I didn't see any more archives.
So far, we just have
announced.
the one wave, right?
Yeah, that's all I've seen so far.
Luke and the 3 bounty hunters that everybody has been, biting
Although,
at the bit
did you see they did announce to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back? You can go to their website and you can vote for your favorite Empire Strikes Back character to be added to the Black Line series.
Oh, well.
So you can figure out which character.
Who was the lady with the 6 boobs?
Hey,
Oh no, you said Empire.
Empire, yeah, from Empire. You're thinking of
All
Return
right,
of the Jedi.
I'm thinking of Jedi.
Yeah,
Big-
no,
and the
no.
mu-
You
big
had to think
musical
of Empire.
number.
And it was funny because
Empire.
I forgot what website. I think it was on Swiggers. Maybe someone posted it.
Yeah.
But somebody posted
Star Wars
the
Imperial
thing.
Garrison Group
Yes,
on
there you
Facebook. Hashtag.
But they listed all of the Empire Strikes Back figures that they've already produced.
Yeah.
So they're hoping to get a figure that hasn't.
Who else is there? I mean, they did General Veers for crying out loud.
Ugnaught.
Yoda?
Who?
Yoda?
Well, Yoda. Yeah,
They've
why haven't
they've done a Yoda. I thought they did a Yoda.
an Empire Yoda?
Like,
I don't know about an Empire.
No, they
Yoda.
did one like in the very beginning,
Yeah, one
but
at
I
the
mean, they
beginning,
haven't
yeah.
ever
Did they have
re-released anything.
a 6-inch?
Yes, they
Well,
did.
not 6-inch.
Yeah.
A 3-inch Yoda?
Yes,
3.5-inch
yes.
Huh.
No, it was cool. It was cool looking too.
I missed it.
Well, it was like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Lobot. We don't have a Lobot.
Yeah.
I don't know how sought after he would be, but
Yeah, not the most exciting
No.
character,
Is there a Lando?
yeah. Yeah, there's a Lando.
I figured there would be
Yeah.
They should
Both
have a
versions.
for Empire and Jedi.
yes. I don't think they have a Jedi one, but I know there's
Like
an Empire.
Lando in disguise. Jabba's palace.
That's
That
coming,
one-
but it's
that
a
one's- yeah,
4-inch
4-inch
figure.
Right.
Yeah.
Neat.
I'd have to rewatch the movie again to see.
For the 1,000th.
Yeah, I made it. That was a
that
big
one.
blunder for a Star Wars fan, but I don't know why I was thinking Jedi, but I just wanted to say boobs on the podcast again.
yes, we know where your mind is. Thank you.
But all my favorite characters from Empire are made. Snow Trooper
Right.
and the
Bounty
hunters.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yep. I know. That's why I was trying to think of other characters. And there's
What
really-
about the AT-AT drivers?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
That'd be a cool one.
I think they might have him.
You're probably right because I mean, it's one of the coolest.
You're talking about the Stormtrooper?
Stormtrooper.
That's got the kind of grayish and the tubey
He's got the
deals.
red marks on his helmet.
I think they've got that dude. I don't know. You'd think I'd know.
Yeah,
You-
but there's
you
so
That's
would.
why we're not at ToyFair.
But what other announcements from Hasbro with Star Wars?
Oh boy, the hyper real 8-inch Darth Vader for $80.
That thing was cool.
That you could. There was a window when you could have gotten it on Amazon for $50.
Oh really?
Yeah, Star Wars Collector. I should mention Star Wars Collector on Facebook. It's
Yeah.
a Facebook page that puts out great news. They're endorsed by Hasbro, or at least they get all the official announcements and whatnot. So if you're interested in Star Wars toy releases, Star Wars Collector is the Facebook page to subscribe to.
So did you know about that then before they announced it at?
Nope.
Okay. I
Nope,
think
never
that's
heard of
what
it.
I think that's the one that Bill was telling us about last time we were at his store.
Okay.
He said that there was a new line coming out with
Of that, yeah,
cloth
that's right.
and everything.
That's right.
And the skin's supposed to be, because I know I thought he said that they're making Luke and a couple others.
And it's supposed to be like a softer texture of the skin.
Yeah, and it's supposed to look just more realistic, and so that you won't be able to see the joints.
Oh,
Yeah.
so like a skin, like a covered over the joints.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I mean, that's cool, but
It's $80.
They're $80, and so how many can you afford?
Right.
You only can buy Boba Fett, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Maybe
maybe
one.
Vader.
Maybe Vader.
Yeah.
But they do look killer.
They do look cool, yeah.
And the opposite of that is the retro collection,
Oh, yeah.
which don't look killer.
Have you seen those? You haven't
Oh,
seen
really?
the retro
No, I haven't
collection?
seen the
Spoiler
retro
alert.
collection.
All right, I'll have to pull it up for you so you can see the retro collection.
Are they literally like the old ones?
It is, yes.
They are
Like 6 inch
exactly-
tall?
No,
They're just like,
no.
they're literally a
They're
reproduction.
almost exact replicas of the vintage Kenner
Well,
line.
I mean, I could see them doing that. I mean, all the new ones are like that anyway.
Yeah.
Like they have like those 5 joints.
But, I mean, those figures are out there. The fun is in finding them.
Yeah.
And now they're, I don't know. The thing is,
Oh my gosh.
the cards look weathered.
Yeah, so let's see the corners of the cards. We're looking at them right now on screen, so Frank hasn't seen them before. And it's the original artwork from, the 70s and 80s. They got a big red orange
a big
sticker.
badge.
Yeah, that says retro on it.
Right in the middle of the artwork that makes gives everybody all the feels.
But I was thinking about that. That's where they used to have the sticker for, mail away for Boba Fett or mail
Yeah,
away
but
for
it was a
Admiral
little
Akbar.
smaller, and it wasn't
Maybe.
on everyone, and most of them had a cool picture of Boba Fett.
So there you go.
This thing I think looks tacky. I love that Stormtrooper card, the vintage
Yeah.
Stormtrooper card. I remember when I first saw that at Sears or whatever.
It looks like they're
on
giving
the
each
peg.
other a hug.
Yeah, it's so nice. That card gives me the feels, but there's a big badge in front of the artwork.
Yeah.
And they gave it a vintage look.
Yeah, the other cards
You
are
didn't
faded.
have to make it look weathered. The thing we like about those cards is when they look nice and pristine.
When they look pristine, yeah. Well, I'm sure they probably did that for the collectors because they wanted to make it so that people,
Differentiate.
yeah. And I'm sure the backs are going to be different too.
There's something a little weird looking about the figures too.
The funny thing is as soon as this was announced, or I think it was up for pre-order on Target before they announced it.
Oh yeah.
So it had sold out in pre-orders in Target in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
So all the pre-orders on Target, as far as I know, are still gone. So again, good luck finding them.
And do you know the release date on these things?
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't. We could probably go on Target and find them. I know they are $10 a piece.
Just what we need, more toys we can't buy.
And well, the funny thing is that the single carded figures are Target exclusives, but the game is not.
Oh, Escape from the Death Star.
Yes, and that's the one that comes with Tarkin.
You're sure that's not Target
Yes,
exclusive?
They
That'll
said
be
that's
everywhere?
not that. They said that's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, that comes with a 4-inch scale.
Although right here it says available at Target this May.
That's what I thought. But
So conflicting reports on that one. You guys have to check it out.
at any rate, it comes with a Tarkin figure.
Yeah, in that.
That's what
retro
I'm
style.
talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the cool.
Hey, on Tuesdays,
I like that.
the Swiggers do Tarkin Tuesdays.
There you go.
That's where I got that. So we got to shout out to our homies every once
There
in
you
a while.
go.
Are you Tarkin kidding me?
Wow, that's a stretch.
Wait a minute.
Now you're pushing it, Frank.
Everyone's pretty excited about that figure, and I think something I didn't think about, but if they extend the line to make it match your figures that you already have, like characters that you don't have in that style, that might be kind of cool for some people to get some figures that they didn't have in that
That would be neat.
style and things like that. So
Yeah.
regardless, I'm not going to get them anyway, so it doesn't really bother me.
I don't
but
know if I'll get them or not. I'll
at
probably
least
be
get
in
one.
Target and I'll see them on
You'll
the
see 'em and
pegs
you'll
and
get
I'll
'em,
get
yeah.
them because I'll be like, they're on the peg, so I have to
Right.
get them.
Yeah.
Because all I do is complain that I can never find them. But even saying that, I know I'm never
Right.
going to see them at my Targets.
That is
We go to 3 Targets, and they all suck.
Except for the one the other day that I blew.
Oh, yeah. Should we tell that story? Nah.
May as well.
I found something at Target that was just announced at ToyFair,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I couldn't even believe they were on the shelves.
Wow.
I got
And
my
that
mace.
was it, right?
I got my mace.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Found them on the shelf. No, and if I would have realized who else was in the line, because they had the whole line there. It was one of each of them. But they had Han
Really?
Solo as a
Mimban.
as a mud trooper.
Yeah, the Mimban Trooper.
No, they didn't have the stormtrooper,
No,
but he was the mud trooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that gray thing.
I think it's Han Solo in a Mimban outfit. Because they're on Mimban, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's not the stormtrooper that you're thinking.
No, I know. It's
Okay,
Han
yeah.
Solo underneath that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not. You got to look it up.
It's the gray thing with the
Yeah. So anyway, I would have picked up Han Solo probably too, but I didn't. I was
You
so
didn't go
excited
looking?
for Mace. No, I saw them all there.
Oh.
They had all of them there.
Oh.
But I didn't. I was excited for Mace, so I just
So you
grabbed
just
Mace
grabbed
and
it
went.
and ran?
Yep. I was like, all right,
That's a nice box
got
too.
the Mace. I know. Too bad it's going to be ripped open, huh?
Just use a razor blade. Open it carefully. That's all you got to do. No ripping. So yeah,
That's too funny.
I'm iffy on that Hasbro
Yeah.
announcement of their retro collection. Did you see the skiff?
Yes.
Skiff.
Yeah. That looked
That's
really
coming
cool.
out, but that's for the 4-inch scale.
I believe so.
Is it the really large one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
It should
size.
go
and
with
it's only
the-
$40, which is cool.
It goes with the sail barge that they're making.
Yeah, but I think the sail barge is for 6-inch scale, isn't it? No?
No, I think that's 4-inch too. Because if they would have done 6-inch, I think it would
That would be
Be the size
massive.
of your
too
house.
big. Yeah, that was too big.
This room?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then did you see the other thing was the part of Jabba's palace?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I didn't see
that
that
was
one.
cool.
Yep, I
With
saw
Han
that.
Solo in carbonite. And then it came with Rees and I think Han
He's the
Solo out
three-eyed
of
dude.
carbonite. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the three-eyed dude.
And who?
Han Solo out of carbonite.
Oh, okay.
So
Sweaty Han Solo.
Squinty Han Solo?
Yeah. I can't think of what does Princess Leia say to him with that Bosch voice.
Blah, 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 blah.
Someone who loves you?
Yeah.
No, that's
No,
after she takes
that's
it off.
after, yeah, that's after she takes it off.
Yeah.
Someone who cares, someone who loves you.
Carbonate
funny.
sickness, something like that.
So, anything else from Toy Fair? Did you see? See any of the NECA stuff?
I didn't see too much. I mean, other than the Star Wars stuff, that was what I was really interested in. And
Yeah,
I just kind of, after I looked over that, I was just kind of like, all right, I'm good.
NECA's got some cloth action figures coming out. So, like the actual clothing, like they got Michael Myers coming out. And,
I did see an Ace Ventura one that they had that I was kind of surprised about.
okay,
I was like, I mean, they make these random figures, and I saw
they
it,
do
and I
make
was like-
random figures.
And I was like, what is Ace Ventura out of all these? They like Freddy,
Right.
Chucky, Jason, Ace Ventura. Like I was like,
Rhino sold separately.
yeah. So I thought that kind of threw me off. I was like, all right, I might
saw
do
the,
it because of the weirdness of it.
The little kid, and then I've never seen the movie before, but the character totally intrigued me. Trick or Treat.
Oh yes, with the satchel over his
Yeah,
head.
he was
Yeah.
totally cool looking.
That
this
is
little
a very
guy.
creepy.
I know what you're talking about. I
fun
just
movie.
haven't seen the figure.
And like you could take the satchel off or whatever it is, and he's got like this pumpkin skull head underneath. It's really.
He ties all
That's
the,
really cool.
the little stories together.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to check that movie out.
So just to backtrack 1 second, when you were at Target, did you see Admiral Holdo
Yeah. Yes.
and Dryden Voss?
I saw Dryden Voss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How did you look at him?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. That's why I said I didn't. I just scanned real quick.
Yeah. For anybody who wants a Laura Dern action figure, there you go.
Hey,
You could
Since she's not a good
customize
actress, I'm just
some,
saying.
some Jurassic Park
I
stuff.
was going to say you can do some Jurassic Park scenes with her,
The purple hair.
with her purple hair.
I think she was one of my least favorite parts of that movie.
Yeah.
I got a lot of least favorite parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
we won't-
don't go there.
yeah,
I'm
sorry.
not.
All
I'm
right.
not. Moving on.
Back to toys and Toy Fair and fun things.
What about from one of my favorite companies, Boss Fight Studios? Did you guys see their stuff?
I didn't. I
I
figured
said,
you would tell us all about it.
Look, I went over, like I said, I went over the Star Wars stuff, and I was like blown
Yeah.
away, and I was like, oh
You were
my
overwhelmed?
god. Yeah, it was a little overwhelmed. Like,
Verklempt.
Yeah. Well, plus yours Transformer. What about your Transformer?
that was really cool. The Ghostbusters Transformer.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters
Was it
Transformer.
Ectotron?
I think so. You can order it right now on Hasbro.
Can you really?
Yeah.
What's it
Hasbro
going
Pulse.
for?
I didn't look to see.
I
But
thought it was like exclusive to GameStop.
maybe.
Well, the article I read said that it's exclusive to GameStop, but it's also coming out in a comic in May. and they
Well,
said
then
that there's
pre-order
going
it
to
on
be
GameStop.
said there's going to be extra stuff too, like maybe extra cars. So they said
wow.
they're hoping that it's going to be a Back to the Future one. I'm going to lose my mind over that too. So
That's funny.
I know exactly. Like, is it going to look like Marty or is it going to be Doc Brown?
It's gonna look like Biff, man. It's gonna
Maybe
look
it's got
like
both
Biff.
heads. Biff.
But Boss Fight announced their zombie line that they're
Oh
doing.
my god, that's going to be so cool.
So that looked really cool, and I just thought, man, this is going to be great for any of the G.I. Joe folks out there that like to customize and do stuff, because there's going to be all kinds of cool things that you can do
oh yeah.
with those. And then they showed again their horse line that they're coming out with.
What's the horse
Stags.
line?
So they've got different steeds for the Boss Fight action figures. And just like how the action figures, you can change them around, you can take off the heads of the horses and put the body, so you can make centaurs.
No.
You could add wings, you could add unicorn horns.
That's kind
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
there's
cool.
Maybe some neat.
It is
toy
really neat.
photography.
yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff
The
that you can
company's
do.
still. I always
They're
forget
that
about that.
small scale.
You just gotta get a bigger lens, I guess. I don't know. Is that how that works? Get in there closer, man.
Or a smaller lens. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. How does that work if you're doing smaller stuff?
I don't know.
Is it a bigger lens or a smaller lens for the...
Smaller to make it look bigger, right?
That's too funny.
But yeah, that sounds cool. They haven't done any horses before.
No, they've been kind of teasing them and showing them at different cons and stuff like that, but hopefully they'll actually put them out for sale in 2019. So
And these are the Vitruvian hacks.
Mm-hmm. yeah, and it's all same type of system that all their hacks have.
Wow.
So that'll
That'd
be
be
cool.
really cool.
Did you guys see the any of the award winners?
No.
I
I
did.
did some research.
I did look that up after you
I
sent
forgot
it.
my homework.
I
My
did
dog
look
ate my
something up.
homework.
Did you see what Toy of the Year was?
I did.
yeah.
Don't tell me it was LOLs or something. Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Oh, jeez.
LOL Surprise Dolls were Toy of the Year.
No applause for that. Hold your applause.
Kid Cobra was very excited. She was
I'm
like, I
sure.
told you, Daddy, I told you they were a cool toy.
Wow.
So I didn't know that they had won last year. They had split the title with somebody, but this year...
Back to back.
This year they won it all by themselves.
All by
free and
themselves,
clear.
yeah. So not only did they win Toy of the Year, but they also won Doll of the Year.
Is it just because
What is it?
because it makes enough money? Because it makes the most money? Is that how it's
guess.
based on?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know what
that's
the
a good
criteria
question.
is.
Is it retail sales or is it like?
Well, I've
playability,
seen them like all the time with the kids I work with, and the quality of it, it's okay, but I mean, it's really
I think
strange
it's the
looking
popularity.
dolls.
I think it's,
so
yeah,
whether
it's-
that's the actual end result dollars or just the fact that kids are nuts for them.
Yeah.
They truly are. I mean,
I-
we
I just-
know
I won't
you know
get
one
it.
who is. So
Well, even when we went to that event, I mean, and it wasn't just girls. There were boys,
Right.
too. And
Right.
it wasn't like just a few boys. It was kind of split half and half. So
I gotta see.
it was just... That's those little cupid looking...
Just, yeah,
They're the one where the
big head,
boys
tiny
have,
body.
like,
the
a-
boys
Yeah, the
have
boys
the
have
fun.
have berries.
they have boy berries.
Boys and
berries.
berries.
I don't know why that, but yeah. That's too
boy.
funny.
Yeah. Well,
But-
great.
Action figure of the year went to...
What was that? I remember.
We already talked about this movie once today.
Oh boy.
It had a Star Wars connection and a bad actress.
Well,
Lord
that's
darn.
was it the Lord?
Come on,
Darn-
guys, keep up.
The Jurassic World dinosaur action figures
Oh yeah, those
from
things.
Mattel.
Have you seen those things?
Action figure of the year. It's a dinosaur. It's not an action figure.
Have you seen them?
A dinosaur can be
Like
an
they're
action
insanely
figure.
detailed, and they all move and do cool stuff. Like you'll push it down and it just snaps. And,
Really? I'm sure they are.
And
cool.
like their necks will move like that. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Oh.
it's wild.
So that was action figure of the year. Game of the
Well,
year. Did
I-
you see that one?
I had to look that up because that is now on my wish list.
I figured. I was like,
Wait,
as soon
the
as you
game
see
of the
that,
year is?
game of the year, yeah.
The Disney
I got this one.
Villainous game.
Mm-hmm.
That looks
Yeah, that's
really
one
awesome.
of a bunch of them though.
I figured you would like that.
You get to play as one of 6 villains.
Is this a card game?
Basically, it's a strategy game, much like
Munchkin. No.
No, maybe.
It's
But I
probably
think
a twinge munchkin-y. What was the one we did with you with the Citadels or something?
Oh yeah, Citadel.
I mean-
It was Citadel, yeah.
Is that,
It was
what it's
Citadel.
called? Citadel.
What's that game we played about the Citadels?
Okay. That's my, what do they call it, mulligan? So I'm really excited about this. Never heard of it, never saw it on shelves. But after reading about it, I would definitely like to try this game out. This sounds like a lot of fun.
I figured it'd be right up your alley. It's from Wonder Forge is the publisher.
Yes. And one of the 6 villains, they're going to do expansion packs from what I've heard. The first one to come out in March of this year. But one of the villains is Prince John from Robin Hood. And you know how much I love Robin Hood. So I would want to play as Prince John.
That was great. That was a great Disney. Glenn Campbell did the music for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's one of my all-time faves.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, Glenn Campbell. Check it out.
All right, can I insert a random music fact?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
I just did.
Sidetracking. I just learned this, and it blew my mind. It may not blow yours. Everybody may know it already, but you know that song "Blinded by the Light" by Manfred Mann's
Oh,
Earth
God,
Band?
yes.
Do you know who wrote that song?
No.
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Really?
can Google it.
all right.
Had no idea.
I'm totally picturing him singing it now.
I have and he did it first. Blinded. And then they covered it.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, I had no idea. I totally thought that was their song, and now I have a new level of respect for Bruce, for the
There-
boss.
Because of that
No wonder
song?
he's called the boss. I love that song.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just
Revved up
wondering,
like a
hey,
deuce.
in the night.
It's one of his karaoke jams.
It's a karaoke
So,
jam of mine.
Oh, that's why.
The extended 9-minute version.
Version? Oh, my goodness.
Coming soon
Puts
to
everybody
a
to
party
sleep.
near you.
So anyways.
Back to the awards.
I thought that was interesting.
That is very interesting.
Thank you very much.
So I'm very, very excited about that. And then the other one, the People's Choice.
Look at that.
Unstable Unicorn. Guys, before it was even out.
That's right.
I'm going to take some credit
kickstarted it,
here.
right?
Yeah.
I was a part of the Kickstarter crew.
Well,
And
what
you
do want, a
introduced
button?
us all to the
Thank you.
unstableness of unicorns.
That's right.
Thank you.
I got it too.
So, it's been
Nay.
too long. Super name, mother.
That's right. Super Nay. That is a great game.
It's
I do
very
love that
fun
game.
and simple and easy to pick up and get right into.
And it's
So,
just,
yeah.
it's funny. The different unicorns
Yeah,
are hilarious.
It's great.
Right. So I was really jazzed about those.
Cool. But this is going to bring us into our big topic, if you can't tell already, because there's bricks aplenty on this. What would you call this table? Yes, on our table.
It's a series of small tables
No, it's a series.
It's like a Voltron
making
table.
one
so
large
it's a
table.
It's a system similar to
An
the
interlocking system.
Lego interlocking system.
Guys, snap it together.
Woo!
Oh boy. Give me a break.
Did you say give me a break or give me a brick?
We're getting punny up in this joint.
Oh man! All right, enough with
Yes.
this punniness. We are going to be talking about Lego, and Lego was a huge winner at ToyFair this year. They won 4 out of the 7 categories that they were nominated in,
Wow.
and 3 of those awards were all for the same theme, the Harry Potter theme.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. They won the collectible of the year for the Harry Potter minifigs. They won construction toy of the year for Hogwarts Great Hall. And there is reports that they're going to be adding more pieces to Hogwarts this year so that you can
To the
continue-
castle?
To the castle, so you can continue to build. And then the specialty toy of the year was the huge mini version,
The $400.
the $400 version of Hogwarts. So that is similar to your guys' Disney castle. Because it's got all those different rooms and all those details, but it's done in a micro scale.
And the little micro figures are there's 26 of them or something
wow.
ridiculous.
So
They're like
they're
these
the
little
teeny
tiny.
Yeah, the little tiny
You
things.
showed
Yeah.
me.
Do
one
they
of
not
those,
have?
didn't you?
Are they not articulated?
No, they're not
No,
articulated.
they're just like
They're
little
just like a
trophies.
little-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I think you had one on the Daily Fet. You had a boba
Yeah.
that was like that.
I think I remember.
I don't know how you possibly remember it all.
But unfortunately, Playset of the Year they had to share with the LOL Dreamhouse,
My God.
Oh boy.
which is in my family room upstairs, which is very large. It's about half the size of my couch.
How can they compare? They just can't compare the two.
Hey, I built that LOL Dreamhouse. There's some pretty good details, man. It's got like a hot tub and There's a
So did Barbie's Dream House.
This one puts Barbie's Dream House in the lower market.
I gotta see this dream house.
This one made Barbie move to the other side of the tracks. So Madison was excited about that. But the one that they won for Place of the Year is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen their creator line. So what they usually do is they have something that's a core model in the creator line, and then they have 2 other ways that you can build it. So they give you directions for 3 ways to build one set. And then, of course, whatever your imagination does. But this one, they did a roller coaster.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's kind of like a pirate-themed roller coaster. It's really cool. So,
It's pretty neat.
so that was Playset of the Year. So that was exciting.
Congratulations, Lego.
I know.
Way to go.
Everything is awesome for them,
That's right.
which we just saw the movie. Have you both seen the new Lego movie?
I
Yep.
have. I
You
have
have,
seen
and you
Everything
were-
is awesome.
Everything wasn't awesome. You were underwhelmed.
I mean, it was. I don't know. I think maybe my expectations were too high.
Yeah.
Mine too.
I don't know.
Too high?
I think so.
The first
I mean,
one's
the
just so
more
good.
the more I liked it. I mean, the more I watched it, the more I like. I didn't say that. I wouldn't say that I disliked it, but I don't know if the excitement was there for me. I think I need to see it again so I can get all the different references because, holy cow, they were so fast this time.
Yep.
They just
There
come
was
at you like,
oh man, just bam, 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 and it was. I didn't care for the main character.
The villain.
Yeah, well, she wasn't the villain, but
Spoiler.
no, well, whatever.
Wah, wah, wah.
I just didn't
Queen,
like.
I'll believe that.
Queen, whatever I want to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt like there was a lot more songs, and since it was so musical,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
There
that
were
kind
a
of
lot
necessary.
more songs, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a musical.
It felt a little
It kind
bit
of
like
felt
it.
a little musical-ish at
He even
times.
says, "Are we at a musical?"
Right, but they weren't. That was the point.
And I think, you know what I missed? In the first one, you saw so many different Lego themes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just came out of the blue. I mean, the Millennium Falcon showing up out of nowhere was just
yeah.
amazing.
You're
and
right.
Then, I missed those kind of moments in this
You're right.
movie. I
There
was
wasn't as
like-
much nostalgia. I felt like they
No.
were pushing a lot more new product. You know
But
what I
it
mean?
wasn't
Like,
even if they would have brought in the Friends line or if they would have brought in the Elves line or any of that stuff, I think that would have been
yeah, I mean, they brought in Bruce Willis.
that was funny. Yeah, that was
I
funny.
think if you watch it again, you'll see things that you missed the first time.
For
No,
sure.
I-
Because
I
for
didn't
sure.
say I
there
didn't
was
like
a
it.
lot of that stuff there.
Like, I loved the movie. I thought it was great, but I
Yeah.
mean, it wasn't like where the first Lego movie was. The first Lego movie just kind of blew me away. I wasn't ready for it to be that great.
But then again, I think the same thing's going to happen. Like we're never going to have that experience
Right,
again.
you're holding
because,
the bar
That's
to
exactly
that.
what I was
yeah,
going to say.
because that is your first time, and you, like you said, you didn't expect.
Right.
It's always hard when it's the first of something and then you make a follow-up because how do you get it to that same level but yet make it different? Mm-hmm. For me, I thoroughly loved it. I think they go hand in hand. I don't think one is better than the other. I
Yeah.
just think they were both
It
fantastic.
seems like basically one movie, really.
Right, yeah,
They
it just-
start
it goes right in.
Like, yeah. And I smiled through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I laughed a
No, I
lot.
did too.
I had I could have done probably with a few less big musical numbers.
Right.
Especially because honestly, these are spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, turn, fast forward
Fast forward.
or skip this whole section. But they're almost all variations on the same damn song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was
It's
part
kind of the
of
point,
the
but-
point.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the point, but it's like, how many times can you have this just beat into your
Right,
head?
yeah.
And then the other song that's about beating this song into your head. It's
Yeah.
like everything is just
Hashtag
about,
Grammy Awards.
everything is, it's just repetition.
Right,
you know.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of what music is today, unfortunately. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
knowing how
But you don't have to
witty,
put that in your movie.
but knowing how they were so into pop culture, it was like bang, 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 bang. I think that's why they did the songs that way.
I think so too, but it's like you're trying to illustrate a point by belaboring a point.
Yeah. Like, don't be
in
the
my
dead
opinion.
horse. Don't be the dead horse.
We all know, well, not we all don't know. There are a lot of people who like techno or, very very repetitive kind of dance sort of oriented music
Yeah.
like they talk about in this movie. They kind of, do you agree that they almost kind of parody music.
No, it's totally parodied of the
Yeah,
music,
okay.
but I think that was the point of that long running joke they ran through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Is because like that's how they get you to like it. Is like because it's
Yeah.
the song's gonna get stuck in your head. The song's gonna get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
They say that through the whole movie, and by the end you're like, damn it, this song's stuck in my head.
I'd had enough, and it's not stuck in my head. It wasn't. The thing is, it wasn't. There was no clever hook. If there'd been everything is that's stuck in
That's
my
a
head.
hook, yeah.
That other song is way long gone.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, so that's
I hear
but
you.
I loved the movie. Otherwise, like I
Yeah,
said,
it was fun.
we enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
and laughed.
Batman for me is always, oh my gosh, he's hilarious.
Will Arnett, is that Will
Yeah.
Arnett? Yeah, he's great.
Well, there's like 9 movies about me, so. And then, did you catch
Tulsa
how
Keaton.
they referenced every person who played Batman
Yes.
in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore tights before. Just ask Adam West. Adam West. And then he pops up. It's like,
That was a highlight. That
That
was
was
really
great.
fun.
Personally, I'm a Keaton man.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I'm more of a Keaton man myself.
we've got the looks of Ben Affleck.
The lips of Val Kilmer.
It's just amazing how they can make a movie that can appeal to 5-year-olds and 45-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the humor hits on all of those
Mm-hmm.
levels, the innuendos, the pop culture references, the symbolism, all of it's there, but yet it's still so magical and fun and relatable for just a kid.
Yeah.
So these people are geniuses in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
I wish they would have fleshed out the Armageddon a little bit more.
Yeah,
And more
I thought they
jokes about
glossed
that because
glossed over that. a
I
little bit.
loved President Business in the first one where everything was, it's the police remover of Nail.
Yeah.
No, it's the Orb of Titulist.
Yes.
Everything had.
There could have been
only
more,
did,
yeah.
they only did the bit of Staraj. So I'm like,
right.
well, that was cool, but what else is there?
Right.
The Sistar.
Oh yeah, the Sistar system. Yeah, I guess so. I guess there was more in there.
There is. I think you really got to watch it.
Oh, yeah,
I
for sure.
I heard a bunch of them, and I was like, oh my god,
sure.
I'm not
These-
going to remember this. This is just
Yeah.
too fast.
These movies beg rewatching, and they're easy to rewatch because they're just so fun.
I just
And-
want to kind of get behind. Like, I just want to know the thought process of some of the things they come up with. Like, it's so off the rails at some points. You're just like, where in the world would you possibly come up, or why? And just, I don't know. Then that starts getting dangerous. You're just like,
Have you watched the makings of?
the first one I did, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, this one is just got so much more just abstract, like, just creations in general that you're just like, what, like, did they just have a contest? Or how many people do they have actually designing, like,
Yeah,
different,
the different
different
things, the
characters?
Weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they do have some kind of contest, which would kind of lead us into something else that's on right now, or at least you can find right now, that Lego competition series.
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah.
you're
That's
building things.
The one that you guys were watching from the UK.
Oh, the TV show?
Yeah, the
Lego
TV show.
Builders, or what's
Oh,
it
okay.
called? Master Builder? What is
Lego Masters.
it? Lego
Lego
Masters.
Yeah. So that's a TV show over in England where you've got teams.
Britain.
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 The island of Britain.
Britain.
They got two. Is it two, or is it more than two? On a
Two
team?
what?
Seasons.
There
No,
is a
on a-
third
on a
season.
team.
start-
Oh, yeah, they're pairs.
Pairs.
Yeah.
And they're given building challenges.
Yes.
So to do.
Yes. Did you get a chance to watch?
I did not get a chance to watch it. I still want to see it. I can't wait because I know they're bringing it here to the U.S. So I can't wait to see what they do. And there's so many Lego clubs and Lego people around the world. Like, I want to see what it takes to get on the show. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to think that I could be on the show, but I don't know. Like, it depends what kind of challenge it. Because a lot of the stuff that I do is so small. I don't do anything big. So if it's a big challenge,
Yeah, these were all
I
pretty
don't know.
good,
I do
big
kind of
scale.
Well, so we jumped in when we watched.
We started season 2, episode 1. That was the first thing
And
we
they
could
had
find.
2 tasks during that episode. The first was to build a bridge.
Did you see that one, Frank?
No, I tried. You didn't give me the name of it today. I couldn't remember it. I was gonna check out the Master Builder. I was like,
Okay.
I had a second to just watch like part of an episode, and I was like, "What's the name of it?" You're like, "I don't think it's on YouTube," and that's all I got. I was like, "Oh, well, what's the name of it?"
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was like frantically setting
I got
up for the
yeah.
podcast, so I'm
I
like-
got busy anyway. I got busy like later.
So the
Well,
first thing
we'll
they-
school you fellas.
Oh,
They
thank you.
build a bridge, and then it's not just that they've built a bridge. Their bridge has to be interesting, something unique, and it has to be able to handle this little truck that the host has that drives across it. So you've got all of that.
Right.
And then they score them based on that. And some failed and some didn't. And then the second task was they had to make an 8-story skyscraper. And each team had a different floor.
Oh, okay.
So
the thing I didn't get
what
was
did they use as their measurement for a story? Was it a minifig story or was it a brick story?
I believe it was
probably based on minifigs. I don't know because they were all. I mean, they were.
I guess it depends if it was. Well, minifig would be scaled so that minifigs could actually fit inside.
Yes.
Yes, minifigs were inside.
Or if it's a brick scale, then they usually just do your standard, like was it 2x8 or 2x4 brick, that thickness. And then that's usually probably like a micro build rather than a...
Yeah, no, this is scaled for minifigs because everybody uses minifigs all over the place and everything. And so they had to make... it was a big build. Everybody had to make one floor. So what I was wondering about is if they were given free reign, like make whatever floor you want, or if they told them you're going to make the hospital wing, you're going to make the party floor.
They had free reign.
Okay.
They had free reign.
Cool.
And then in the end, they stacked them all and
to make the big building.
Oh my gosh.
Skyscraper.
It was awesome.
Really
and then it opened and closed. And of course, at the end, one of the 8 teams had to
kicked
go
off
home.
the island.
People were crying.
Wow. Well,
Adults,
sure. Yeah.
Adults were, before they even found out, adults were crying. So... they're very passionate about what they're doing. But what I loved about it, too, was that the teams, you have siblings, you have friends, you have couples, you have people who just met through like a Lego meetup, a father-daughter team, an uncle and a nephew team, but then also the ages. Because there are these 2 brothers, and I think they're maybe like 5 and 8 or 5 and 7, and they're adorable, but they're also brilliant.
Simon.
Yeah.
Would you like to see my drawing?
Oh my gosh, they're brilliant what they come up with. And then you've got, these older people that are trying to use their, one of the guys is an architect, so he's designing all of these plans that look so complicated. His bridge fell, hate to tell you.
Wow.
But, it was just so interesting to watch. I'm hooked. I told Robert I'm down to watch the rest of it.
That's cool. That'd be awesome.
It's fun.
It's a fun show.
That's the nice thing about Lego. It's such a product that can bring families together. That's why I try to hold my tongue anytime I'm in a store and I hear a kid ask for Lego and the mom or dad are like, no, I ain't getting that. You're not leaving those all over the house. And it's like, gosh, you're really doing your kid a disservice if you don't buy them this toy. And I don't say that about
Legos.
Like if you don't want to buy them Legos. If you don't want to buy them action figures or dolls or things, I totally get that, but these
nothing wrong with Legos.
Such a
creative
and educational aspect and can open their mind to see things from different perspectives, and it's just such a great product that
direction following in.
Just because you're lazy and you don't want to step on the bricks, man, just
what did we just see where it was Maya Rudolph who was
it was the Lego movie too. She's mom again.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When she
steps
on
I thought it was TV.
That happened to us
SNL or something.
times. How many times did we step on Legos, or did the dogs take a little piece and run off with like a little Lego piece? The girls had the first Harry Potter Legos, so that's why it's so relatable.
It is.
Even watching it as a cartoon, and you're like, oh, yeah, I was that mom. I was dealing with that. I can remember that. Mm-hmm. I remember threatening, to
put them
clean
in
these up or they're
bin
going
of storage.
Bin of storage.
That's how Frank and I get so many Legos, is when people want to sell their bins of storage very cheap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Give me like $20 for it. Okay.
I don't know.
Just a box of Legos.
It's just a box of Legos. Okay.
I don't know. As tears are running down my eyes. I don't know.
Frank one time felt bad for somebody and he gave them
I had to give more, buddy,
more than what they asked for. He's like, dude, I can't do that to you. I have to at least give you.
He literally I probably got.
And he still got
$40, and I probably got like $300-400 worth of Legos.
Like seriously.
And I was like, I can't do this, so I gave him another 20. I'm like, because the guy told me he needed gas money. He's like, oh, thanks, I can get gas now. I was like, oh my God, here, just take this extra 20 here. Like, I can't do it. Like, so, but either way, it's.
So if you need to sell some Legos, Talk to Frank.
Yeah.
He'll give you more. He'll give you more than you ask
I'll
for.
give you more than the asking price.
Frank's your man.
I mean, he did it for gas, buddy. What is Come on.
Awesome.
That's all I had is that extra money. I probably would have given him more and filled his tank, but
I mean, I kind of figure that this conversation would kind of bring its, have a life of its own. We're not really here to talk about the history of Lego. There's so many documentaries out there that you can watch that do that much better than what we can do in the time we have. I would
Name
suggest
some.
The Toys That Made Us did a great spot. Watch that episode. And then, of course, the Brickumentary. What was that, 2015 or 2014 that came out?
I just
That's the
remember
one
Jason
that
Bateman.
Bateman.
Yeah, Jason
Yeah.
Bateman narrated. I
2014.
remember that.
Yeah,
It's called
so
the Lego
cool.
The Lego
Brickumentary.
Brickumentary, yeah. That one's amazing. I think there's a couple others floating around.
You
out
guys
there
brought
too.
one up the other day.
That was
What'd
the
you-
Brickumentary was the one that we watched.
No, we
with them.
talked. I know we talked about the Brickumentary, but you guys said you watched something recently.
About Legos?
Yes.
Was it the Lego Masters?
It wasn't the Lego Masters. It was something else. You were talking about the history of it. And you said you just
And it
saw it.
wasn't the Toys That Made Us.
I'll do
It'll come to me. It'll come to me in a
All right.
minute, I'm sure.
Just sit quietly for a minute.
Yeah.
And then you'll
it,
think
Frank.
about it.
I'll just stroke my beard. in a thinking manner.
I do have some vintage
Oh yes.
Legos to show.
I was
If
hoping
you're
you'd
a,
bring it.
if you're a
you
Lego
have-
nerd, you
you're
have
a Lego
to.
nerd-
You got to go to the YouTube.
Yeah.
And where are we now? We're about 48 minutes in.
So,
Well, that's
a
been
long
good.
time,
About
huh?
45 minutes in.
45.
So this was the very first Lego set that I got when I was in second grade. This is from the Lego Space.
Wow.
I gotta see this.
And my poor minifig, his face got rubbed off.
Oh no.
Oh no! Like good
From
cop,
using
bad
it?
cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So when they started to branch off and do themes, they did the city theme, they did space theme, and then they also started doing the castle theme. So we got some of the space, classic Lego Space. These
I
are
love
from.
these guys.
All right, that was the red one and the white one I got. This is probably the coolest from that whole line. I didn't bring the whole set. I just brought
Oh
the
Oh my
wow!
gosh.
the Galactic Cruiser.
Bring that outside.
So I know I was nervous
I
because
got-
I was driving. It was starting to fall apart. There's one piece on here that I was missing. So this connector piece here, it was a flat blue piece, the same color as that. So I lost that piece, so I had to replace it with this one. But otherwise, everything else is.
I think I might have a replacement piece. For
really.
you. I think
Everything
I might.
else is complete and
Honestly.
original. You pull that apart and you open up. Let's see if it still opens. Yeah, it does.
Oh, wow.
And you got the little moon rover inside.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh!
I totally forgot about this.
Watch this.
That is so great.
So that was pretty awesome set. I'm glad I still have.
Do you have the box for it still?
No, I don't have the box or the directions for this one. There are directions for it online, so
How
you can
did
get
you
that.
preserve this all of these many?
I don't know
years?
how. he
I've noticed that
possibly did
there's-
this.
Two types of Lego collectors: the ones that put them in the bins, and the ones that keep them together in their sets. So I've always kept them together in my set, even when I took them apart. I would take them apart and rebuild with them, but then when I put them away, I would rebuild it back the way the set was, so I wouldn't lose any pieces.
See, I think I'd be that way too.
So
But
that way.
You've traveled. I mean, you've been in different homes. You've been in different states. You've traveled.
Did
you've
this
been
survive
you
college?
went to
Very
college.
carefully.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
You went to camp even.
Yeah, very well. It didn't travel with me. It stayed in storage.
all right.
I can see how that would work then.
Yeah, so yeah, I have to
Look,
vacuum again.
His thing is
awesome.
still cleaner than my Millennium Falcon over here.
Wow.
That's a beautiful piece.
Yeah,
It really is.
that was my Millennium Falcon because they didn't have Star Wars Legos
No, they
back
did
then.
not.
So
No, they did not.
This was
Wow.
my Falcon back in the day.
Speaking of these little spacemen, did you see the Lego Movie 2? They have a set that has the different color spacemen,
Yes.
the classic.
Yes.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like $10, and I think you get 4 different colors.
Oh,
of them. I
wow.
was like,
Oh, that's.
it
Cool.
might be just worth it. No.
Is there a new line of minifigs out right now?
Yes, for the movie.
But they're not all related to the movie.
Yes, they
Yes.
are.
Are
sir.
all related to
Yeah,
the movie.
they're all in there. Yeah.
Are
You
there
just-
some chase?
There
Extras?
always are. There's
Okay.
always some that are hard to find.
In every single.
Rich Rick, are you holding up a Robin Hood thing?
Yeah, this was
Technically
So-
not Robin Hood.
I don't have the first castle because the first castle was yellow. They did that on purpose. They didn't want to do gray bricks because they thought people would build tanks and war machines. Well, eventually they decided we were going to have to do gray bricks. So I do have I think it's the second castle that they made, but that's back at home. But this was the first kind of branch off of the castle series where they did the forest people, they call them.
I just found that ironic. They wouldn't do
So-
tank machines or guns, but
Right.
they
They
give
got
them
bow
like
and arrows.
bow and arrows, swords and spears. Are okay.
Yeah. But this was a cool set too because you can do it this way or you can open it up and it can go side by
yeah.
side.
That's cool.
So and then you got the insides
What year was this
as
released?
well. Ooh, good question. I know
Guesstimate.
early 80s,
Okay.
I would assume.
What year did they stop using the yellow heads for the minifigs?
They still use them.
They still
Oh, really?
yeah, for any of the Lego themes.
Oh,
and if they
non-licensed, right?
Yeah,
It's all-
non-licensed, but any of the movie themes. Star Wars was the reason why they started using skin tones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, even Harry Potter had some of the yellow ones too. The earliest
Star
ones.
Wars was the first though.
Yes, to
And
have the flesh.
and then
color.
they moved over to any of the licensed ones now all have different skin tones. So those are the
Cool. I love the horse.
some of
Yeah.
the classics.
This
Thanks
is so
for,
cool,
uh,
Rick.
thanks for bringing
that
those.
stuff in. This is awesome.
Little
You're
archive
making nervous.
collection.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I don't think I've ever fully seen these even at your house. I've seen them, but I haven't seen them this close.
They're
You
pretty
could do
cool.
some.
are awesome.
You could do some cool toy photography with that forest people set.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Get a background with some trees, forest trees and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things Lego does is they do that Lego ideas. So that's a spot where if you do your own build, my own creation or MOC they call them, you can
Submit it, right?
submit it, and then if people like it, if it gets up to 1,000
Yeah.
likes or something like that, then it can go up to review. And then when the review board reviews them, they decide which set is worthy enough to put on to sell.
Really?
in
And they
the
only do
Lego
one
store.
set from each.
They've been doing a couple
competition?
lately. The
Oh,
last two they did. The next two that they revealed is Steamboat Mickey Mouse. So Steamboat Willie
No.
is coming out. Yes, that's the right one, right? Isn't that what they
Yeah.
called it?
Steamboat Willie.
So that set's coming out, and the coffee shop from Friends.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I saw that.
So this is one that came out a few years ago with that old space design.
Oh, that's
But it kind of, it's kind of like, those mechs from like Alien and. So
Yeah,
that
the
was
mech
cool.
suit.
But I love because they didn't have green space guys before, so that was kind of cool.
So
the new
you
set's
just
got
picked that
pink
up?
eye.
That's new?
No, I had that one. I got that one a few years ago when that one came out. Yeah, that
I
one.
just-
Wasn't the Back to the Future one of the?
Back
one
to
of
the
those?
Future was Tron
I
was.
still got to get that
Oh,
one.
cool.
So the Tron one was pretty cool.
So wait, this came out of the ideas thing?
Yeah.
So some person on their own
On
created
their own
a
created this.
drawn-
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I just looked. I'll have to show you after the thing. Somebody put up a couple weeks ago a Buck Rogers one with Buck Rogers. What was that ship called with the two little?
Oh, yeah.
Was it a falcon or something like that? Or
I know. I was gonna say it was some kind of bird.
some kind of bird. But that one's made out of Lego now, so that one's going up. Voltron was made. Was that last year? So that was an idea set. So
So do they take the idea exactly as it is, or do they then take the general idea and make a Lego creation?
they do
out
it
of
pretty close. Like they
It's
will work
pretty neat.
with the creator. So there's certain things like as you go through the process, they will give you feedback on your model and tell you what you need to improve or what they think you need to improve to get it into production. And then based on what you take of their feedback, and then they will work with you to actually do the thing.
Some of them are a little flimsy. You can see in their design.
Right.
And so they want to make it solid. So when you do build it, that it's going to hold up like as
Hold
a
up to
set.
Lego specifications.
Exactly.
Also, you have to use existing parts, whereas sometimes for a new Lego set, they'll custom make a part, right?
Right. Yeah. Sometimes they'll have custom pieces that they'll do and everything like
Yeah.
that.
So they may make something that's janky because you have no other choice.
Right.
Then maybe in the final set, they'll replace with a custom piece,
Right.
Potentially.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's kind of like Shark Tank for Legos.
Yeah.
So, does the person whose idea they've utilized get some kind of profit?
I don't know as far as monetary goes. I'm sure they do. There's some kind of a lot of times their name's on the box, and then if you're a Lego VIP member, a lot of times they have signings where they'll release the set a day early to just VIP members, and the actual creator will be there to sign the box for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I think that was on the documentary, wasn't it?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
can't
The guy
remember
makes the
that. I'll
space
have to watch
rover.
that again.
Oh yeah, the space rover
He makes
guy.
the space
That's right.
rover,
He was on
and
there.
I
Yep.
think it explained like I don't know if he. I mean, you definitely get credit for it and
Yeah.
creation
remember
credit
that
and
And a lot of people, that's all they want. They just want
yeah.
to get.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
They just want their own Lego set.
Yeah, I mean,
That thing
if
could be
you're-
worth so much money someday. Be like,
Right.
I don't need residuals. Just give me like 12 of them, and in 5 years, it's gonna be worth.
It's funny. The other thing Lego started doing, because they're starting to get very environmental conscious with all the plastic
Yeah.
and things like that. So
Bamboo bricks.
These are the first Lego bricks.
Recycled bricks.
No, they're made out
Plant.
of plant material.
What?
What?
So these were given out to, again, they had these at the Lego store. So if you were a VIP member, you found out about them, and then you get them if you purchased, I forgot, it was like $50 purchase or something.
Which
like
is
that.
easy to do.
Easy to do. So you could technically, the guy told us, he goes, technically you could eat those. He goes, I wouldn't recommend them because they don't taste very good, but they are completely plant-based.
Wow.
Now, I haven't opened mine up, but they had them at the store. You can't even tell the difference between.
So why aren't they
material.
making all of
Yeah.
their sets
That's,
this way?
well, I think that's what the plan is to see
switch over.
how sustainable they are and how long they, I mean, because again, I mean, the Legos I just showed you from the 70s, and they're still together. They're not, so.
They ain't biodegrading anytime
Yeah,
soon
they're
either.
But they are very conscious about the environment and the oils that are being released and things like that. So they are trying to make their product more.
That's
more
really
eco-
That's
Cool.
good because plastic
I
is
give them
yeah,
credit
nasty.
for that.
Very cool.
I think I watched that in the documentary too. How about how they're
But
trying
yeah,
to
that's
develop
funny.
that.
I thought that was kind of cool to have the first
It is.
plant-based Lego bricks.
How much is that going for on eBay?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably not even going for that much, but I never checked.
Maybe down the line it will.
Maybe, but
If it's the first
I
line,
was like, that's kind of cool.
it's going to revolutionize the way they make toys.
All right, that's it. I'm done. You guys got anything else to talk about?
Oh, that's it? That's it? Are you sure? I'd like to talk about how I kind of got right back into Legos.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, again, you mentioned the Harry Potter set before, the old Harry Potter set. And it was one of the times where my wife was going to work, or she wasn't working for the summer. She's a teacher. And I was working summer school. So I went, and they were on clearance. And I went out and bought her the just Great Hall, and it was all Hogwarts Castle. And I went and I gave it to her, and I'm like, here, this is for summer, so you have something to do. Well, later that night, we ended up building it, like, very quickly, and we're like, what else do they got? And so I ran out and bought every set they had on clearance.
Oh my god.
And more.
Yes, and so I'm like, well, what other cool things do they have? And I saw, and it was unreasonable for me at the time. I was like, I cannot spend money on this. And like, I saw the Millennium Falcon had just come out, which you see in front of you. Somebody bought it for me as a Christmas gift, and it was a birthday gift, I think. But either way, again, I built it, and I was like, this was amazing. It took me 5.5 hours to build. Also, because I had some adult beverages, it probably took longer. But either way, it was fun.
It's
But
taken me probably 4 days to build.
well, I couldn't help it. Like, once I got into it and I started seeing some of the details of the Millennium Falcon, like, I'm like, I have to do this. Like, this is just, I couldn't stop myself. And then I was like, if that was what they had, what else do they have? So I was going to try to get the Black Pearl was out.
Oh yeah,
And I saw how much it was, and I was like,
Wow.
it was just as much as this one. And I'm like, maybe if I don't go out a few times, I can put that aside. And if I decide to stay home, maybe I can justify paying for it. And so I finally got it up after that month, and I went back to go get it, and it was gone. Like, they had stopped making it. And so I'm like, no problem, I'll just get it online. Nope. It was double of what it was costing the store, out of the box in pieces, some missing.
It didn't matter, yeah.
It didn't matter. I was like, Rick, what in the world? So I bought another Millennium Falcon. It's sitting up in my cabinet still because I saw how much it just doubled in price, and now
you should sell the Falcon because that's
I know
that's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation. But I mean, that's really how I got back into playing with this stuff. And
you say back into it. So were you a Lego
a little
kid?
bit, but I couldn't like. I would get them, but I wasn't able to keep them together all the time. I had 2 younger brothers, and they would just
no interest.
They would be in
Oh,
pieces.
really?
Yeah.
I love playing with Legos.
Even
but
the space ones, huh?
What's
you didn't,
that?
You didn't even get into any of the space ones, like because you were like, with Buck Rogers and
No,
Battlestar
I didn't even.
Galactica and all that stuff.
Do they have those?
No, but you could have,
You
made
could
your
have
own.
used pretend.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't care.
Oh,
I
okay.
got the action figures for those things.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
All right.
But when I was a little kid, Tinker Toys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we had. That
Yeah.
was kind of comparable, a building toy. But I never got into Lego.
What about
Was it
erector
just-
sets?
yeah, that was
Never
the
had
next
an
question.
erector set.
Man's building toy right there.
Were you just never given any, or did friends
I don't think
have
so.
them and you
I just
weren't
think I don't
interested?
know. I mean, they were around in the 70s, all through the 70s and whatnot. It just wasn't a. I don't know. My dad owned a toy store
Yeah,
in the
maybe it was,
70s. I don't know how he didn't. But I
maybe
mean,
he
we
didn't
got
like cool European toys.
that might have been it. It was important. This literally is the first Lego set I ever bought for myself.
Wow.
And put together.
Wow.
And that's the carbon freezing chamber. Is this
Yeah.
the first one, or was there one before?
I don't
this?
think there was one before
I
it.
think I don't remember now.
So
I don't think there ever was.
customized with Chinese clear stormtroopers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh
An
shit!
easy way to
Go to
look.
jail.
An easy way to look. There's an app called Brick by Brick. So if you get that app, it's a free app. It has every Lego set that's ever been produced, and it updates regularly.
Is it a free app?
It is a free app.
Is it
So,
available for Android and iPhone?
I don't know because I only have an iPhone. I'm sure it is.
And it's
I'm
called
sure it
what?
Brick by Brick.
Are you able to track your sets, your
You
collection?
can if you want to go that far. I think that's a paid option if you want to do that. So,
okay.
but it goes, and then it tells you what the original price of the set was too.
Does it tell you what it's going for now?
No, it doesn't
What
do
it's
that, but
trending
it tells
at?
you
No.
what its original retail price was.
Is there something like that, as far as you know, that tells the trending value
Brick
of?
finder?
I'm sure there is. I think
Because
there
there's
is.
one for
Look at it.
Funko Pops. There
Yeah,
are a
I'm sure
couple.
there is, but I don't like if I'm going to sell one, then I just research it myself real quick.
You just go to
yeah.
eBay and Evil Bay is
Evil Day and see what the going price is and
Huh.
go from there.
So speaking of, I had just posted an article saying how much more valuable Legos are than gold as far as from an investment standpoint.
Yes.
But, which that's what we all have been telling our wives all these years. But now it's really substantiated.
But I have proof from last year's ToyCon from when I sold the Harry Potter castle.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So what is it? It's just that.
I think it's a
can't find
couple
Like with
things.
anything, people just got to get the old stuff that's
nostalgia.
not available.
And I think they're very smart about what they do with their product. They release a set, and they usually only have that set on the shelves for a year to a year and a half.
They've had this
So-
GD Millennium Falcon out
Right.
for a frickin'
Now,
I'm
the bigger
waiting-
sets they haven't done that with because the Death Star's been out forever.
Oh, really?
But look at what the Ewok Village isn't out anymore. So certain ones they just
I'm waiting for him to pull that one.
I know for the Millennium to be out. But then the other thing is it's a global, worldwide market. Legos are in every country, I think.
Yeah.
So, and then there's certain sets that you can only get in certain parts of the world. So that opens it up for like eBay and things like that, where you can, maybe there's a set that they have here in the United States where they don't have one in Europe and collectors want both or they want one rather than the other. So that opens it up a little bit too for that. But then I think people they see it and they're like, oh, I'll get it eventually. And then for some reason they don't get it. And then all of a sudden
It's gone.
it's
Black
gone and I want it. So,
I still don't have the Black Pearl.
Oh,
I bought the Chinese knockoff of it
hey.
Where is the most joy? Hey,
because I want to build it.
I thought
I
we
want to
were-
build it.
I thought we were talking. Where is the most joy with Legos, in the building or the displaying?
I think the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for sure the building. Especially if you get your kids involved and you're doing it with your kids, then that's
How do you
cool.
do it with your kids?
Well, I used to actually build with them. Now I just
You just
hand
kind
them
of
the pieces.
oversee. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Because we've done it together, but it's almost kind of like a solitary. It's like the
yeah.
You got to kind of because you got to build one thing before you can build the next thing.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of take turns.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, to me, I always liken it to building a puzzle. It's just a 3-dimensional puzzle. You're just putting the pieces on and building something that's 3D rather than just 2-dimensional.
That's when I do it with Brian. I have to do the actual building, but that's the fun part is I have to have him sorted out because I was getting him ready for a possible job. And
sorting,
so we worked on
sizes
sorting parts
and
and
whatnot.
colors and just identifying it, but he doesn't have the dexterity to push onto those pieces, and and that's how we did it. I mean, we have a great time. It takes me like 2 hours for a set that would normally take me about 10 minutes.
Right.
But I mean, we make movies. We make these little stop animation movies, which I could probably send those to you, so you can see them.
Another thing, like there's a lot. People are doing a lot of stop motion animation with Legos. A lot of really cool Lego photography.
Some great toy
photography is insane right now.
Which
it's surprising because you wouldn't think they're not that articulated, so you don't expect there to be such phenomenal photography, but there's some of the cutest shots out there.
Yeah, one of my first exposures to really toy photography in general, let alone Lego photography, was this book called Small Scenes from a Big Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
By Vesa Letemaki. I'm sorry, Mr. or Miss. I think it's a gentleman, Letemaki, but I'm sure I'm butchering that. But I mean, this book is incredible.
It really is.
The detail, the emotion,
the lighting,
the
techniques they use is just...
I'm not going to go into too much trying to show pictures because I don't want to trash my book. But go look this up. Look at this picture of C-3PO on it. Is that 3PO or what's his name? The silver dude.
TC-14?
Are you just making up numbers?
No, that's his actual name.
Anyways, this is a really cool book, and you can get it now, I think, on Amazon for pretty cheap. It's like a beautiful coffee table Lego book. There's tons of Lego Star Wars books out there.
There has to be like
bunch.
hundreds, if not thousands, of Lego books, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I can't find that guy.
Just the photography on some of these is just, it blows you away. It's such a small scale.
There's one. This is the Lego book, so this kind of gives you the whole history of the company. And I think there's a newer edition out as well, but it gives you the whole history of the company, how Legoland was started, why they did, how the minifig was developed, and where they came up with the idea for the minifig.
Yeah, they didn't
and all that stuff.
Always have minifigs.
No, they didn't. Yeah. And even the minifigs, they weren't articulated at first either. It was just a body and a head, and then eventually they became more and more articulated. And now what's cool, Frank noticed when I was setting this up, with a lot of the new superhero minifig sets, they're coming with all these cool little accessories that you can make it look like they're shooting stuff or flying. Well, like this is Aquaman, so he's obviously swimming, but different things that they have that you can attach to them to make special effects.
Taking a cue from the action figure industry, that's now including all of these explosions and
they have the
flames and lightning and they what?
They have the ability to do it now. Like before, I just don't think they had the ability to get so intricate with like those action shots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can they make blue translucent water stuff out of plant-based materials?
I think that's probably what they're going to be trying to develop. That would be cool.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Now I just need them to start making, it seems like every DC superhero set has to have a Batman in it. So now they have to realize that you can actually make a DC set without Batman and it'll probably still sell because I've got enough Batman stuff. I think there's like 1 or 2 sets that they made without Batman.
You could probably have an entire room and just call it the Bat Cave with all your Lego.
I do.
Lego Bat Cave.
I don't even have all the Batman stuff displayed. But I have the Joker's playground. Or whatever it is called, and
the amusement park.
The amusement park. So that's all set up, and that's
Jokerland, I think.
Yeah, right? Jokerland. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So cool. But I forgot to tell you when we were talking about getting back into Legos. I had bought, like, this is right after the Millennium Falcon. I had such a good time. I'm like, so I went on eBay to see if I could get any parts, and this is one of the first things I built.
Just out of
a random box of parts.
Stuff.
I made the scene from Empire Strikes Back when he's on the little deck there. I made a little part where he can hang on after he gets his hand cut off. I got the window he goes through when he gets thrown at him.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's
like I
great.
said, like it was just fun. It's just fun to do, like to recreate a scene that doesn't exist, like as a set.
Right.
Try and figure it out. Again, this is just stuff like I'm sure now I have like so many boxes and it'd probably take me hours just to find the parts that I wanted, sifting through everything.
Right.
But I mean, this set could look so much better. But I mean, again, I just had a small box of parts and just wanted to see if I could actually do it. Like,
that's great.
I mean, like they don't even have the best spin things, so I had to look for see how close I could get to his suit.
Oh, okay. So that's not actually Luke's body.
No, and it's not even his head.
Indiana Jones body.
Oh, okay.
That's actually Barney McFly's head. So, like, I just had to, because I had to get the face on there. We was all surprised because Vader's coming at him. And
Yeah.
so
if
it's just
you
like,
were just listening, you really need to tune in and look at what this is, because this is pretty cool.
This
Just
is
little
Frank's
details.
MOC.
yes, sir. I had to.
My own creation. It's
I was
an
wondering if
FOC.
Rick would bring one or.
I got one. So I like to do
yeah.
a lot of the steampunk stuff. So this is one of my MOC steampunk vehicles, and I like to what's called free build, where you kind of get an idea in your head, and then you just start grabbing pieces and do it.
Yep.
I don't really plan out what I'm doing. I kind of have an idea that I'm going with. This all started with this piece right here, which is from the Lego Chima piece. It's a very specific piece that they use to make like a tricycle, and then it actually attaches to this piece here. So I wanted to see, okay, can I use it in a different way other than how it's supposed to be used? And then that's when I came up with this steampunkish.
I do the exact same thing.
Motorized trike.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of little
That's cool.
Mad Max-ish.
And he has his steampunk goggles.
Of course,
yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
have steampunk goggles.
You didn't see his little shoulder pads and the outfit he's got
shoulder
on?
pads. That's awesome.
I even got my little steampunk queen in there that I made.
Ah.
That's right. Yeah, I build the same way Rick was talking about. I think my piece was
You free ball? I mean,
yes, yes. Free build.
Free build.
Let's not go down that path. I think mine was the window here. I started doing it. I'm like, that looks like the thing that Luke gets thrown out of. And then
and so you built
I just
that set
started like
around
I had that wall right there, and I just like, I wonder if I could build that platform. So I
it's
just started.
one piece.
It was just one piece. I
Inspired
just
you.
kind of started going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if I could build those little cylinders that are there. And so it just went from there. What could I use for a railing? Hey, look at these. Like,
If you can still get, Lego did a series a while ago called Lego Master Builders. So if you can still find these online, because they stopped doing this, but I believe there was four. Yeah, there was
one of
4
those.
kits that they did. So when you ordered this, there was 3 parts to the kit, and it would come out every couple months. But it'd come with Legos, but the best part
Excuse you.
are there's the box. There's a box kit. The books.
Box fart.
Because what they do is they teach you different building techniques, and then they actually have the master builders from Lego that give you the tips.
Oh, wow.
So they teach you about how to make a model stable and what stability is, how to make it symmetrical, and what that means and why that's important to building a model.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
So
cool.
it gives you a lot of, and then the builds that they have you do, they actually have you practice those techniques, and then they give you a bunch of ideas in the back for you to kind of run wild and do your own stuff.
And they don't do that anymore?
No, they
Is
didn't.
there like a Lego book like that? Like how to build Lego?
No, because
like,
each little kit came with its own book. So that's why there's four levels to the Lego Master Builder Academy.
Well, I think they should come
they should
back
put them all back
out
into
with
one
that.
book.
Yeah,
Make
it was
a-
totally cool.
like a master guide to Lego building.
It's like it's a creative toy, but it just inspires thinking in terms of other, mathematical
like-
reasoning and spatial problem solving things. I mean, it's just
it's early architecture.
It is,
so
yeah.
educational.
That's what it is.
And one of
Yeah.
the modules was on architecture, and they taught you
Yes.
how to do micro builds. And you guys know about the micro
Yes.
builds because you have
We did
you
lots
talked
of
about the Las
architecture
Vegas,
sets,
the
yeah.
architecture
And we did
sets.
our Venice one.
Yeah, so that was a cool little module to see how to do micro builds. That was actually cool because we built a little city we made it look like a futuristic city, and then we had the minifigure that looked like Godzilla,
Yes.
and the minifigure that looked like King Kong.
I was thinking that.
So we put them in the mini city fighting each
Oh,
other.
that's fantastic.
That's why I wanted to get San Francisco. I wanted to get the Godzilla from the last movie.
Wow.
Put him in San Francisco.
that was super cool. That was super cool.
Hey, this that photographer
Yeah.
that did that book, Big Scenes from a Small Galaxy, is on Instagram. His thing, his what do you call it? A handle? His
I
name?
guess, yeah, Instagram.
It's hashtag.
Avanaut, Avanaut. And there are a ton of great Lego photographers on Instagram.
I know, I was trying to find some, and I'm like, what is the one dude that we look
Oh,
at all the
Brick,
time?
Brick Explorer.
That's the one, yeah. Brick
This
Explorer.
guy's
Oh,
photography is unbelievable.
yes.
Let alone
Oh, yeah.
imagining that it's, using Legos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so check out Brick Explorer
Yes.
on Instagram. And once you like him, then other things will start coming up to
Yes.
your feed. Because like you said, there's so many out there that do so many cool things.
Go through like the comments and find
Yeah.
I think there's like a Brick Central is one, hashtag Toy Artistry _Lego is another.
Mm-hmm.
And let me throw out a couple more names of some people. A Sith Load of Lego is another great Lego photographer on Instagram. Lego Nuts, Lego _Nuts, another good one. We already talked about Avanaut and Brick Explorer. And there's just
There's a ton.
it's so cool to see those the creativity of what people are doing with these tiny little figures that have virtually no articulation, no emotion, but somehow it's all packed into that little tiny plastic
Really
thing.
cool.
So
Brick Fan is another one that they'll give you a lot of good updates about what's going on. They just announced Steamboat Willie. Flintstones, that's the other one.
oh, that's
Yeah.
a
The
great
Flintstone
one.
set is coming out.
Can't say I'm a
I'll have
fan
to
of the
buy that one.
Flintstones.
That's
Oh, man. It's
Yeah.
like, can you imagine if they get the Muppets?
I would be all in. I would be in trouble.
Oh, man.
I would be
They
in
should
trouble
just
because I'd be
do-
getting the theater.
They should just do a minifig series. of
That
the
would be
Muppets.
awesome. That would be
amazing.
I would still go broke doing that. I'm still going
my
broke
gosh.
trying to finish
The
the Harry Potter
band.
one.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. So that was another thing that Lego started with the minifigure series, the blind bag minifigs. So that's still going strong. I mean, that's
I feel like they started
crazy.
it.
It seems like they did.
I feel like they
Blind
did.
bags?
yeah.
The blind bags, yeah. Because now everybody, you go anywhere, they have
Oh yeah,
any store.
but Lego was one of the first to do
I
that.
feel like
Yeah.
they were one of the first to do that.
And it was hard for us. I could only find them at Borders bookstore when they first came out. I could never find them at the toy store. I could never find them anywhere. And then Borders closed, and now of course they're everywhere. But oh my gosh, people must think I'm nuts because
feeling the baggies.
I can't do it.
now
I
I'm
wasn't,
so good. Like one of my skills. I'm so because I don't want to get doubles unless I necessarily want a double.
Yeah.
So I take the time to make sure that I'm only getting the
couldn't
figure
do
I
it.
want to get.
I tried to do it the other day in Target, and people are looking at me. I'm like, nope. I'm like, this is too much for me. I can't do it. I'm going on eBay, and I'll pay the extra dollar.
What you
for
do is
figures.
you grab a handful of them, and then you go to an aisle nobody goes to.
No, because then they'll
Then-
follow you.
well,
They think
they'll
you're
be-
stealing them.
Yeah, but then they'll just see you're the guy
Yeah.
who feels. Then they'll
No.
nickname you the Lego feeler.
I
and
think the
you-
people at Target know me already, but it's irritating when you're trying to do that and then someone comes up and they like mess up your system. Because like if you're doing, okay, I'm going to do this row and then this row, it's like, yeah. but-
I can't do it. I tried.
Shop
I
around.
tried the other night because I wanted to talk about it. Like I tried to do it, and like these people with their kids are walking around looking at me like I was nuts. I'm like, all right,
Well, I had
I
someone
gotta go.
touch
I gotta go.
I had someone like looking, and I'm like, well, I go, are you looking for one in particular? And they're like, well, actually, yeah, we're kind of looking for this one. And I was like, there you go.
There you go.
And they're like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, you're not going to make fun of me now, are you?
Not so funny.
The Rick the Feeler Blanc. Oh my god, I love
Oh,
it.
that's weird.
I love it. I just can't do
Hey,
it.
I just don't want to spend extra money.
I hear you. Like I'm all for it. I just can't. I wish I could do it. I can't. I can't. I tried really hard yesterday.
There's
the other
one
day.
that I still don't have from the Harry Potter. I don't have who's the main villain? Johnny
Voldemort?
Depp. No. Johnny Depp. No, there's tons of Voldemorts.
Oh, the
out
new.
there.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you
The
had.
new Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Grindelwald.
God, yes.
Grimaldor.
I can't find Grindelwald.
Grindelwald.
Because he doesn't have any special pieces. He's got 2 hair pieces. So you gotta
spiked in there.
So once you find one, then you gotta find the other hair piece, and that's the only differentiation in the figure. So usually they have unique pieces, and you can just feel for that piece, and you know what it is.
I felt when I thought it was a snake, and it turned out it was just rubber hair.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Because with these new hairs, like look at Aquaman's new do.
So,
Is it rubber too?
No, but it's just it's all.
Yeah.
can I ask you for your tip?
Yeah,
for our listening audience?
Of course.
Your bag feeling tips. Do you spend a lot of time memorizing the feel of each figure out of the bag? Like, all right, this is Aquaman. I know he's got a curl here. He's got a thing there.
No, you look at the figures, and I always try to zero in on the accessories because usually they have a specific accessory.
There you go. Yeah, you can
so
tell
you
a
try to find
trident
that
or
accessory because all the heads are going to feel the same, all the bodies, unless it's like
a weird head.
If they have a weird head, or if they have a weird, if they don't have legs, if they have like some kind of dress or something like that, then it's a different piece.
All right.
That's how you feel a bag, Rob.
That's how you do it, man. And you got to watch out because sometimes the other stuff gets in the way. So,
There you go.
when they first came out, they were all serial numbered differently, so you had to know what serial number it was. So you didn't have to feel.
That's easy.
You could match up the serial numbers.
Google it,
and then Lego cut that out right
Ixnay.
away. Yeah.
Wow.
So now you got to be a bag feeler.
Blind bags are nefarious. And speaking of which,
We have a few.
You have some.
come buy our blind bag.
That's right. Rob has
Feel our
done
bags.
an amazing job
Wow.
of putting some blind bags together. If you are a Star Wars fan, you've got to come to our booth at ToyCon. For $5, you're going to get some really cool stuff.
Are we
And
done
it's
with
not
Legos?
like it's just well, I was just giving you a plug, man.
All right.
We could probably be done with Legos. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
All
that
right.
can
Let's
pick
talk
up on
about
another
this
thing.
He's just getting some people to come fill your bags, dude.
Come fill my bags.
Fill my bags.
Come fill my blind bags.
But
So
he's
yeah,
got some good stuff in there. So go ahead if you want.
we're giving away the store. We're done. It's all everything must go.
I think I feel the same way. So when you come to our booth, don't tell anyone, but we will deal with you in a good way.
So what we are talking about is Vegas Toy and Comic Convention coming up March 1st through 3rd, 2019 at the Westgate. Is that correct?
Yep, I believe so. Yep.
Whatever the Hilton is called now, right?
Yeah. Westgate, I believe it is called.
Yeah.
Westgate.
Anyways, you'll Google it and you'll find out. But we're gonna have a booth there. This is our second year there, and this year we have matching shirts, a spinning wheel, a coloring page
Television
with a contest, a television,
Streaming our cast.
several bins of storage.
lots of storage, and blind bags.
And blind
that's what
bags.
we're talking about. My wife and I, my lovely wife Patricia, and I have been filling the bags, not feeling the bags. We've been
Oh,
filling
Lord.
the bags.
They're pretty big.
I had quite a large assortment of action figures.
Mm-hmm.
So at first we were going to be like, well, all right, let's do $5 a bag and we'll put an action figure in every bag. And then I counted up our action figures and I said, you know what? We're going to stay at $5 a bag, but we're putting 2 action figures in every bag.
Woo!
Ooh, dog.
2.
Plus a bunch of other stuff.
Boy, howdy.
All Star Wars.
All Star Wars.
Except
stuff, yeah.
for the VTS vinyl sticker, which you can see demonstrated there on the Grouchy John's cup. So you get a VTS sticker, what we're calling a mini poster, but what is in actuality a business card.
Yeah. Of our poster.
Of our
Of your
poster. 2 action figures, accessories not included because they're loose, and tons of random other cool stuff.
It's worth it. It's totally
And
worth it.
we're going to be throwing... I'm still thinking of the big... Like, I got to find one really cool thing that's kind of collectible and cool and expensive, and I'm going to put it in one random
wow.
bag.
Oh, man.
I have something really cool
And hope somebody cool gets it.
and expensive, but I'm hoping somebody buys it for me at the ToyCon. So
Yeah?
if you
Is
saw
this-
that early bird certificate that I showed,
Oh, yeah.
I will have that with me.
Hey, if you're interested in a really nice, legit, vintage early bird certificate package, not including the figures, but with the envelope
And
the mint condition cardboard stand,
unpunched stand,
and the stickers and everything that goes with it. Rick will have one, and he is willing to make a deal. Mm-hmm. Right?
If not, it's going to Rob, and I'm going to trade him for the Millennium Falcon.
Well, that has yet to be determined.
Oh boy.
Because as we know, Legos go up and down.
That is true. That's right. He's like,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
which we've been
After he
discussing
thought
here.
about that, he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait
hold on
a second.
Wait a minute. Cardboard for Lego? I don't think so.
7,500 pieces. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
It will be fun.
We had a good time last year. We sold a lot of stuff. And this year we have a lot more stuff. Mm-hmm. And we want it all to sell. So,
And we had fun just talking to everybody and meeting people. So
yeah.
come out there, and hopefully this will get people excited about our podcast.
We met the Ready Sets guys, right?
Yeah, we met Ready Sets out there. Boba Pat, that's where we met
That's
Boba
right.
Pat first.
Boba Pet we met.
So, hopefully we're looking to make some new friends. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Stop by our booth. I can't remember. I think it's 515 or E5 something. I don't know.
On the backside of Rogue Toys.
Yes.
There you go.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We
Opposite.
Find Rogue, because they usually have a pretty big display.
Yeah, you'll see Rogue
see them,
Toys.
and then we're on
the other side.
backside of them.
You'll see Rogue Toys, but you'll hear us.
That's right.
So, at any rate.
Too funny. All right, so you guys ready to wrap this up then?
I'm very ready.
You're very ready. All right.
I'm going to go take a nap.
I figured that we weren't going to do any verses or anything because there was so much to talk about
There's still a
between
lot to talk
ToyFair
about.
There's so a lot. I
and
think
Lego.
we
There's
can
so much. I think we're good.
easily revisit this.
We argued enough
Obviously, yeah.
about Lego.
We'll get some Lego guests next time because I would like to pick a few friends' brains on how they got into it as well
Yeah.
and what they look for in Legos.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
there's so many different angles for it, and
Definitely touch on
just
Lego.
So
covered
many
a few.
bricks
yes,
to create with.
Brick by brick. Well, that's the thing. Is like you can't. If you want to make something custom, you have to own a lot of bricks. It's a very expensive.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, if you want to
there's
be able
ways
to
to get around it
Yeah.
though. Like
Yeah.
like I said, if you look like you can go on Facebook, whatever it is,
Marketplace, yeah.
and that's where I found it. It was just like I was like, no way, is it just for like one of the bags? Because normally you go on there's like a bag that's $20 of random parts,
Right.
and you're like,
you got to buy a few.
this guy's
of those.
like a bin,
Yeah.
and I was like, is this for? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, if you find any more, I'll take that. And so he brought two of them. I was like, okay.
Awesome. It was cool.
I don't know why I started that conversation.
No?
We were wrapping up,
Yeah, we were
We
wrapping
were,
up.
but hey, that's all right.
but it just occurred to me that looking at this stuff, and it's like if you ever did want to build something just on your own, you got to have just the right part, and that means you got to have a lot of parts.
Well,
This is
and the
true.
creativity. I mean, like I said, I just had a bag of just a box of things, and it wasn't a big one at the time.
Well, it's grown.
Yeah.
So
I'm
All
a little
right.
boy.
on that note,
Well, we want to thank you guys for sticking with us. I hope you found this episode enlightening and inspiring, that you're going to go out and build something now. And don't forget to come and see us at ToyCon. We are definitely looking forward to that. We want to see you out there.
yeah, the next SquadCast will be after the ToyCon,
Right.
2 weeks from when this one airs,
Okay.
and we'll do a wrap up of
A
the
wrap
ToyCon.
up of ToyCon. And
And we will also include our drawing for the coloring contest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a coloring contest with a color sheet. So
you're going to have notes. There's all kinds of stuff going on at our booth. You're just going to have to check it out.
it's crazy.
Stay
Crazy.
tuned. Follow us on Instagram and
Yeah.
Facebook for updates.
That's
Beautiful.
right. There you go. What language was that?
I think Spanish.
It was a nice attempt. This is good.
It was a good attempt.
Yeah, I liked it. I'll allow it.
All right.
It wasn't a
so-
curse word, was it?
I don't think so.
All right.
Maybe.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys again for sticking with us, and you can see us on all of our social media outlets. Wherever you look for podcasts, we are pretty much there. So
Yes.
check us out there. Check out our
Subscribe.
Facebook. Subscribe, like,
Follow.
comment, follow, all that good stuff.
Interact.
Please.
Do it.
All
Now.
right. You guys all good?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We are VTS, and VTS is
Out.
out.